Hello, my name is Diane Freeman, and I am a Master Medical Intuitive. I am here on behalf of the Divine to bring forth insight from outside of space and time. The message today is to the citizens of the world, and in particular to the United States of America. Here we go. It is our duty as creators to warn you about your current situation and to prepare you for what is coming your way. At a minimum, you can take a step or two to ready yourselves according to our wisdom, which is forthcoming. If you choose not to do so, you will have no one to blame but yourselves. The first thing we must tell you is that many of you are being manipulated to believe the lie that spending countless amounts of money will somehow save your countries. How in the world do you think that will work? Let's look at it from an individual standpoint. If you work 40 hours a week and make $40,000 per year, but you spend 100% of that money to live, and you borrow another $40,000 to pay for additional cost of living, in 10 years, you will owe an additional $400,000 plus the interest on that money. You will also have saved nothing towards your retirement from slave labor, thus meaning that you must continue to work later in life longer than you had planned. Your country is now spending well over $1 trillion to boost the budgets of private interests friendly with your present administration, but none of the spending goes towards paying off the country's debt or for the purpose of making the current economic situation better for the average citizen. Yes, a few jobs will come from the spending, but primarily it will be spent to further boost the interest of private citizens friendly to your current government in power. Now, before you stop listening, understand something here. The government of the United States of America is a republic. It is governed by men, but overseen by one who is greater than men. We are that power, and we do not like what we see, i.e., the abuse of power, money, and greed. This is not going to serve the greater good for our nation, and we are going to put a stop to the spending. How are we going to do it? We are going to use you. You are the citizens of the United States of America, and it is your common duty to withstand tyranny when you see it rising up against you. The average citizen pays more than enough taxes already to support his or her contribution to your society, but what is being asked of you is robbery. You are being asked to make millionaires even more wealthy. When your constituents speak to you about the wealthy, who do you immediately think of? Do you think that someone making $400,000 or $500,000 a year is rich? On the contrary, those in this tax bracket have been so overtaxed to keep them from competing with the golden boys that there are many of them without a prayer, and the current administration is planning to hit them even harder with higher taxes. Why? Because they only bless their own, don't you know? And the rest are left to serve as slaves to support their special interests with the collection of more than 1/2 of their income. Yes, more than 1/2. How do we know? We see all and we know all. Your greatest offenders do not even pay taxes, and you aren't even aware of who they are. They fly below the radar, enjoying their private jets, boats, immense estates, tens of houses, and unlimited offshore accounts, while they support overtaxation of the rest of you. Do you even know where your tax monies go? How do you know? Where is the accountability? Do private citizens get an accounting of how their cities and states spend the citizens' hard-earned money? No, you don't. And yet you should. And at least once a year you should be mailed an itemization of how your tax dollars are spent. This is accountability. Now, we are here to tell you that you are being overtaxed without representation. What are you going to do about it? Give up? Or are you ready to stand up and be counted for righteousness' sake? What is the right thing to do? Keep paying and paying until you are left with nothing for yourselves and your children? What are you going to do? While you sit back and do nothing, the powers that be are getting ready to spend even more of your money to send your economy spiraling into oblivion for generations to come. Your governmental process is being abused to make the rich, and we speak of the powerfully rich, who own multi-million-dollar companies, richer. They are laughing all of the way to their offshore accounts as they destroy your country. We can help, but we need and we want you to participate. Object first and foremost to what is happening. Object to the status quo, overtaxation, robbing one person's livelihood to give to those who will not work or whose desire is only for themselves and not for others, such as in the case of your multi-millionaires. Again, let us remind you, many men and women are working 60-hour work weeks year after year to reach a mere $500,000 a year, but the government takes 1/2 of their money in taxes. And this they do after those have educated themselves and excelled in their fields. Is this right? Trust us. These people are not your enemies. They pay their taxes. They slave just like you, and they hire many of you, supporting you and your families too. Your problem exists in the abuse of power and squandering away of the people's tax monies to private interest as payback on election results. Again, we know all and we see all. It has been happening for years for no other reason but to control the money flow. Greed is the problem. Now that we are getting to the root of the problem, what are we going to do about it? This is where you come in. You are to resist the thoughts coming from those who say that America is failing. America is not failing, but those who want your money and your country want you to believe that it is failing. Take your thoughts captive and ask the God of heaven to intervene on behalf of your country, to eradicate the evil perpetuating the lies that are destroying all that Americans have built together. Ask the God of your nation to expose those who are doing this evil and for a quick remedy to the problem of their destruction of America. Ask the God of your nation to embolden you with the power necessary to stand against the lies of the enemies of the state. And mark our words here, for that is indeed what they are, enemies of your liberty and of your freedom. Ask your God to empower you, to embolden you, to enlighten you and others, and to awaken them. And then do what is necessary to protect yourselves from tyranny, as God stands with you for your nation. This is a call to action. Write your senators and your congressmen and tell them this: no more lies, no more corruption, no more stealing of the nation's monies for private interest, no more deceit. We are a nation under the one true God, and He has heard our petitions, and now we must act before it is too late and the country is buried in debt. Now, a new day is coming. Americans, take a stand for liberty, and your God will empower and embolden you in the day that you do. Mark our words. We are with you to victory. Now do the right thing. Think the right thing. Say the right thing. And be positive in your thinking towards your beloved America. And when July 4th comes, remember independence, for it is your independence from the oppressor's control of government that you celebrate on this day. Do not allow them to destroy even this celebratory day by denying you your fireworks. Stand up. What are you waiting for? We will wait to see you and what you do, and then we will act. So be it. Till then, adieu.